Hello, this is Debbie Sassen, financial planner and money coach, helping you build a healthy, confident relationship with your wealth. And today we're going to be talking about 3 easy ways that you can get started with investing. Because I know a lot of people, they really want to get started with investing, but it's a whole new world, it's confusing, and they just don't know where to start. So we're going to talk about 3 easy peasy baby steps that you can start today. So number 1 is that you actually have to put money aside. Now, I know some people get a bonus from work and other people have an inheritance, but today I'm specifically speaking to people who want to get started, who know that it's a really good thing to do, but they haven't even, started that nest egg. So step number one is to just put money aside. And you have to start doing it, and it has to start sometime. And the question is really, how are you going to do it, right? So many people are living paycheck to paycheck, they're living month to month, and there doesn't seem to be any wiggle room in the budget. And they say, well, when I get a raise, or when I, get that inheritance or whatever it is, then I'm going to start investing. But I want you to start thinking about yourself first and pay yourself first. And maybe that's a phrase that you've heard. And it means when the money comes into your bank account at the beginning of the month, don't wait until the 30th of the month to see what's left. Start right now. Take some money and put it aside. You can take an old coffee can or something like that and put the money in there. But, you can physically do it, put the money aside, or you can even set up a separate bank account so that you take some money and put it aside. And I did an exercise recently for some people that I think is really, really interesting. And it really shows how a little bit can grow over time. And I was talking specifically to women entrepreneurs who are really in charge of their prices. And I recommended raising prices. And even if you raise your prices by $10 an hour, which isn't a huge amount and shouldn't cause people like any shudders, like, oh my gosh, that's really stepping out of my comfort zone. But let's say, for example, that you raise your prices by $10 an hour, and over the course of a month, you meet with 10 more one-on-one clients, right? I'm not even giving you very aggressive goals. So $10 an hour times 100 clients, you're going to end up with, $10 an hour, 10 clients, or 10 hours billed out, and you have an extra $100 at the end of the month. And let's say that after taxes, you get to keep $70. Okay, so $70 a month, 12 months of a year, you have $840 that you've put aside for savings during the course of the year. And let's say that you do that every year for 10 years, and you invest it at 5%. You get a 5% return on average on your money. And you know what? That extra $10 that you're charging out per hour will grow to over $10,600 at the end of 10 years. So I'm talking about little teeny tiny baby steps that can get you like a pot of money at the end of, a long period of time. And if you're not self-employed and don't have any, particular power over adjusting your prices, figure out how to take it out of your monthly budget, sell something in your house, take on a little bit of extra work. I don't know, go mow some lawns or go walk some dogs, whatever it is, sell your kids. But find a way to start setting aside money on a regular basis that you can invest for your future. Okay, so that's step number 1. You have to set it aside or it's not going to be there. Step number 2 is that you have to start getting curious about investing. I know for many people, it is really uncomfortable to even start thinking and talking about investments. So go online and Google investing for beginners. Google what everybody needs to know about investing. Start getting curious, learning the terms, understanding what it's all about, so that as you hear the language over and over again, the terms sound familiar to you, and your body doesn't feel dis-ease when you read, when you talk, when you hear, when the topic of investing comes up. Get curious. That's step number 2. And it's really easy to do. We're all busy on our phones and we're scrolling and Googling and whatever. Just put that into the list of things that you want to get curious about. And number 3, and this might be the hardest step of all, is to talk to your friends and family members about investing. I'm not suggesting that you go to them and get the latest stock tips, but bring up the conversation. Make it a normal thing that people talk about, because we all need the information. So many statistics around the world are telling us that people don't have enough money saved up for retirement. So why don't you be the one who's proactive and start asking people, hey, do you have any investments? What have you done? Have you learned anything? Where do you keep your money? What's going on? Make it a regular part of your conversation. We all talk about oh, it's so expensive and I can't get through the month and this went up again and my prices and the kids and so many financial, needs and expenses that we have. But let's look at the positive, and let's look at building, and let's look at growth. And you be the one who starts talking to people and getting that conversation going. And then come back and put in the comments below anything that you've learned, any reactions that you've heard from your friends and family members when you start talking about investing, because we should make this part of our normal everyday life. So 3 easy peasy steps for you in terms of getting started with your investing is: number 1, set some money aside. Number 2, get curious. And number 3, talk to people. And I think with those 3 steps, you're going to be well on your way to building healthy, confident wealth. Thanks for listening today. It's Debbie Sassen saying bye.